Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is brought to you by Blue Montana and White Claw. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's fighting out of Seattle, Washington. Representing Team Strong Arms, Jack the Icebreaker Ceverha.
Jack Ceverha coming on down here, born in Texas, hailing out of Washington State now, Andrew. Very excited to see this engineer ploy his craft.
Yeah, Jack is someone that he is a very classical arm wrestler. It's going to look beautiful.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He's an arm fighter, fighting out of Laurel, Montana. Representing Magic City Arms, Chuck the Destroyer Young.
The dramatic pause, but the man doth come. A little turn, a little burn, a little slow burn for us. That's Chuck Young coming on down the pipes. The Destroyer coming out of Montana. Now, once again, entrepreneur here, owns his own business, Andrew. Also got a son that I've had the pleasure of covering arm wrestling wise. We tried to come up with a nickname for the son, didn't quite stick, but you're staring down the barrel of the Destroyer right now.
One thing we know about Chuck is he's going to do things his way, and that's exactly what we're going to see coming out of there. Love the energy. This is going to be such a great fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And folks, these names are backwards. That's A-okay. Chuck Young on the right, Jack Ceverha on the left. Now coming out once again in Texas, born in Texas, Washington State, going to be from where he is hailing from, excuse me. Chuck Young, the Destroyer, looking to get this one going. Now, we're going to be looking at this one. Talk to me a little bit about this, Andrew.
So, like I was saying before, what you're going to see is very beautiful classical arm wrestling. The movements are going to look great. And Chuck, he is the absolute opposite. He is pure carnage, pure side pressure. He is going to grip up and rip as hard as he can sideways. So this is like Dr. Jekyll versus Mr. Hyde, for sure.
Well, who is Dr. Jekyll? That's my question. Chuck Young. Hey, we saw a little of Dr. Jekyll in the Garage Wars, right? Got so excited after a W, took down one of the M-Spot's cameras. Hate it. Was not intentional, of course. Was just stomping around after the W. Sometimes you get filled with that passion.
Yeah, you cannot stop his energy.
Ooh, speaking of early, though, this is going the way of Jack right here, and apparently there is enough room on the door floating. Jack Ceverha taking it down. He made it look easy, Andrew.
Like I said, very, very classical arm wrestling, almost like a European-style puller where everything is so technical and perfect. Did exactly what he needed to do to neutralize Chuck's power. Chuck has been around for a very long time, so there's a lot of footage out there for him to study.
True,
and Jack being a former IFA world champion, he definitely has, or not former, I think current, he definitely has the experience and the know-how in order to make the adjustments he needs to his style in order to get the win.
Went forth, beat Roger Learn, of course, and the City Folks versus City Slickers competition put on just recently. Shout out the Spot and Red Lake Studios. See how they continue to fare right there. Footwork might have come into play a little bit in placement there of here for Chuck Young. Just sometimes you don't have those feet planted right. It's just hard to kind of get that back leverage, right? Let's get this one going again. Chuck coming out swinging in round number 2. That's the Chuck that we know.
That's exactly what Chuck needed to get those initial nerves out. You're going to see a whole different Chuck now that he got that pin. Like I said, he is pure chaos, just side pressure through the roof. That's his main move. That is his only move, and he's going to do it so well that if you do not stop it the way Jack did in the first round, it's going to be a problem for you. He cannot play around with Chuck. Chuck has the power.
Yes, does the Destroyer going forth and employing the second round into his own. No strap necessary for these points either, Andrew. Now, Jack Ceverha came forth, and I feel like he gained a lot from that round, right? He realized just how dangerous that strategy from Chuck is, and so now he's going to be on the lookout coming in to round number 3, and now a tie-breaking round for this round 3, whichever way the point does go.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see out of Jack this time is he's going to do what he did in the first round and really focus on, right here, getting that shoulder as far forward as possible, crowding out the space and not allowing Chuck to go sideways. You're going to see Jack come in just like he did in the first round and block that sideways movement with his shoulder and really get his frame behind his hand.
Shout out Ryan Boussier, another arm wrestler there in the chat. Appreciate you. That was a quick one. Oh, no, that was going to be a warning. Okay, excuse me. So, not the correct elbow placement goes forth. It looks like they took it. Obviously, we'll be going back to a true neutral here for round number 3.
Yeah, as you can see, too, Jack is working really hard. It might not look like they're doing a lot, but the fight starts before the match.
Yep.
That setup, they're working very hard to get what they want, and Jack really needs to sink his hand deep. I want to see him drop his thumb down a little bit lower and get a deeper wrap. He's focusing too much on keeping his knuckle high, but I think he just needs to get his hand a little bit deeper so that way it's easier for him to get his shoulder behind his hand like he did in the first round.
Ooh.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, snatch it almost all the way down.
I think it was an elbow foul.
That was a big elbow on you. Stop.
Oh,
Yeah, like I said,
aggravation.
Chuck.
Hey, you got to listen to the refs. Like, I get it.
Yep, Chuck does what Chuck wants. So Miles did what he needed to do to get control of that match.
Got to be safe. When you don't have that point, right, to go from, now you start talking about tearing and breaking all kinds of things that don't want to be torn and broken.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Chuck is just a freight train. Once he starts going, there's no stopping. He sees red, and he's just going to pull through. Up there, you saw that elbow come up. That was just too high. Now, their elbows are allowed to bobble a little bit up and down as long as no advantage is gained. But if there's any lateral movement whatsoever, the ref is going to call it, and Miles is not going to let anything get past him.
Yeah, hey, our refereeing staff amongst the best right here. Keeping them honest right there. I think to an extent, the Destroyer might know that one a little bit as well.
He definitely knows. I don't think there's anyone in this room more experienced than him. He knows exactly what he's doing, but like I said, he's just a freight train, and you cannot stop him once he's going. He's not trying to get past the rules. He's not trying to go there. It's just his style. He's just intense.
It's gamesmanship. That's all it is.
100%.
If you're not trying, right? Now, going on down. As ref script being called right here. Trying to find that. Hey, again, I feel like this is literally just what you were talking about, Andrew, right? Yeah, it might be a little of aggravation showed from Chuck right here, but the match starts way before these two go for it and actually hit, right? That placement, elbows all the way up to the palm, it matters a whole lot. Chuck trying to take as much as he can, but we need to have a neutral situation here.
Oh, 100%. And these guys, again, they're both so experienced. They've pulled everybody. They know what to do. They're both making the adjustments, and I'm sure it's frustrating on both ends because they're both just constantly countering each other, trying to get exactly what they want out of the setup.
Both cap.
Both cap here. Now talk to me a little bit about what this conversation's about.
So cap or no cap, what that means is if you want to cover your thumb with your fingers when the ref closes your hands or not.
There you go, a quick snatch out right there. That's a weird turn, though. Just trying to keep the defensive dreams alive here for Jack. Now back the other way. That's another point. Jack Ceverha bringing it down for the Idaho team. Excuse me, Washington State. I'm getting our wrestlers mixed up.
Oh, yeah. No, see, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Like I said, he's just getting his shoulder forward and blocking Chuck's power with his frame because you're not going to block Chuck's power, muscle to muscle. So what he really needs to do is he's using his bone structure to do all the work. And now this is very painful, but it's what you need to do to get the win. And these are true competitors. They're going to be willing to go through that pain in order to get the win.
And you saw him reposition his elbow to like the far corner pad, right? As soon as that's injured, and then you're just literally pushing bone against muscle. I mean, as hard as you might be, as hard as your muscles might be, it's going to be hard to beat bone. Crazy stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what else it's hard to do, and that's to stop a train, which is, as you has aptly described, Chuck Young as being the destroyer right here. We'll see if he's able to bring it back in round number 4 and make this a round 5 barn burner for our last arm wrestling match of the day, or if this is going to be Chuck Ceverha in 4.
Yeah, one of the concerns, though, with employing that strategy that Jack is it takes a lot out of you. It really burns you down, and sometimes you hit almost like a limit where you can only do that so many times, and then you hit a wall, and then you can just get opened up. But I think Jack has the experience, and I think he has the conditioning in order to get a last win in here. But Chuck's hit is so hard and so violent, you can never count him out, and I would not doubt if we see another flash pin right here.
Another quick finish, perhaps. At least that goes the way for Jack Ceverha, excuse me. Chuck Young takes it, of course. It'll be tied situation 2-2, and I'm not talking about dresses, Andrew.
No.
2-2.
Do not move.
There you go.
There it is. No.
Ooh, a fast one.
Yeah, see, that was not good for Chuck.
No, it was not. Now he's trying, I think that's trying to get out. Actually, it kind of looked like Jack was trying to slip this one out for a second, but no, pulling his advantage. That's a bad angle there for the Destroyer. And a let go here to the straps we go. Hey, crowd might be disappointed. We are not in the booth, though, Andrew.
No, not at all. I am so happy that this match is turning out to be everything I was hoping it would. The straps, I think, are going to favor Jack in this case because he's going to get that extra leverage he needs and be able to take that wrecking ball of a hand that Chuck has out of this match.
Got to take that one down. Now, as we see this one going to the straps, I mean, what a perfect, close to finish, right? Again, Chuck Young brings this one down. We'll have another round after this one. Slip straps notwithstanding. See how this one goes all the way down. Take a look how these two wrestlers employ their strategy, or employ their position, after the straps do get applied.
Yeah, see, one of the big things here, I don't know if they're going to do a ref grip in the strap or not. The ref grip would be bad for Chuck because it's really important for him to get that extra power and that violent explosion of a hit. It's really important for him to get his hand set exactly where he wants it. And when the ref takes control and sets their hands, he's not always able to get that start that he wants.
Your wrist stiff.
As you can see here, Miles is really, really working hard to get that strap on them, but the strap is much lower on Jack's side, so he has a big advantage here.
Cap, no cap.
And we'll see this.
Yeah, that strap is way further down Jack's hand, so he's going to have a huge advantage.
You see that strap's basically like 180 degrees vertical. Turns it immediately. Oh, Chuck making it back possibly, but it's just to be so hard to push through that angle. Now working it back and forth right here. This is a battle of attrition, Andrew.
Yeah, so Chuck has so much arm power that Jack's having a hard time fighting through it, even while taking his wrist, but just proving to be too powerful.
Gonna be enough here for Jack Ceverha. Oh, it is all like a bulldog here for Chuck Young when it's actually going. Once it's done, though, a gentleman through and through. There is the shaking of the hands because sportsmanship, Andrew, most important part of any of these matches. Those muscles, my goodness. Take a look, kick it on down to our square down here. Playboy Roy, that's Kevin for a little interview action.
Folks, Jack Ceverha, I mean, I think we might need to come up with a nickname for you, man, because you really got to, especially the women in here whistling, Jack Sexy Ceverha. Does that sound good?
Can you say it one more time?
Jack Sexy Ceverha, man, come on. So, impressive victory. Chuck is a serious guy. Have you guys pulled before? I feel like you guys have.
Nope, never touched him.
Never touched him. Okay, what did you think?
It's a little different there. He did better than I thought. Yeah, his grip was super strong, and he was very smart with how low he was grabbing me to turn me palm up, and that kind of totally changed the game. I only beat him through some ugly hooks, and then in the strap there was a bit more of an advantage. But the first 3 rounds were touch and go. For sure.
Well, you said you changed the game a little bit, so you did make some adjustments in the match and the rounds.
Yeah, I was expecting to flash pin, but instead I had to go for a long-term hook, just try to contain and then advance.
I see you kind of toying around with him there at the end. You think his hand was blown up?
Yeah, a little bit.
Jack, well, all the way from Washington, brother. When can we expect to see you next?
I'm going down to Boise on March 15th, and then hopefully Arizona State in June.
All right, brother. Hey, well, congratulations again, Jack. It's good to see you, man. You take care.
Great job today.
What's that now?
Great job on your match.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Folks, we got Slap Fight coming up next. Yeah. I've always wanted to do this. Can I get a hell yeah if we're ready to see these people get slapped the shit out of? All right, folks, stay tuned. Slap Fight next. We'll be right back.